Is that the man himself over there?
It's me.
How you doing, Paulie?
So you ready to go?
I'm game.
Thanks for being on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Wipe this thing off.
Are you in Paul's house? Is this your studio, Paul?
It is my studio. As far as I know, that was from the Chili Peppers. That's the 252.
Oh, man.
That is a 246, which I just got. I'm so happy. Oh, my God.
Always have the coolest shit.
I like studio gear.
I know you do, man.
The problem with studio gear is there's an illusion that if you plug into the good stuff, it'll sound better. And most of the time, it sounds worse. Only once in a while does it really sound better, but that's different.
Have you seen my wall here? Check out my wall. Look at that.
I like your wall.
That's the 8 string, the one-off 8 string you built me years ago, and that's two of the 7 strings. Yeah.
There you go. That was the one that got Tosin interested in both those guitars.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Mark, thanks for being on. I have questions for you, and you have questions for me.
Yes.
So, you want to get started?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I got a story after this first question. So, one taco filling to rule them all. What is it? And is it corn or flour?
Corn, one taco filling, probably just one. I can only choose one.
No. You can choose as many as you want.
Okay.
I don't have handcuffs on you. Have at it.
I like breakfast tacos, so like something with eggs, maybe eggs, cheese,
Chorizo?
Chorizo sometimes. Yes, chorizo's good. You know what's good in breakfast tacos? Potatoes.
Are they really?
That's so good. Potatoes. Oh,
corn
my
or
God.
flour?
I'll probably say corn.
Okay, so let me tell you a story. My mother used to make tacos, literally tortillas, when I was a kid. And so she had this 2 boards, and they had a thing between them, like a hinge, and she'd put the wad of cornmeal in between 2 pieces of wax paper. We'd run across the room as little kids and jump up in the air, go boom onto the 2 boards and squish it flat, and she'd pull it out and she'd fry it up and make the tacos and make the tortillas. So when I was a kid, making tortillas was part of the game in the house.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool. I lived in San Diego, and that's what we did. And I kept asking her, why don't you make flour tortillas, Mom? Let's make flour tortillas. She goes, they have lard in them. We're not doing that. I was like, what? I was a kid. I didn't get it.
Yeah. I always like corn, though. Corn's, I don't know, just the flavor of it. So it's always, it suited me. I've talked about this with some of the PRS folks before. And tacos are it's like a cultural thing here in Austin. You know, like you got to be a taco snob. Yeah.
So is barbecue.
Yes.
There's a place in Spicewood called Opie's. Unbelievable. You ever been there?
Heard of Opie's.
Oh, God, it's unbelievable. It's the only place I ever wanted to go out back, throw up, and eat again. Here's the real question. What does PRS stand for? Now, it started way wrong in Guitar Player magazine in '85, but what do you think? What does PRS stand for on a humorous level or a serious level? What do you think?
I mean, I can't just say Paul Reed Smith. I can't say your name.
You can say whatever you want.
I haven't thought of a clever acronym.
They asked Alice Lyson and Geddy Lee in Guitar Player. You know what Geddy said?
What?
He goes, penis reduction system. It's a true story. I was like, are you kidding me? That's how I got introduced to the market. It was the first article from any artist in the entire industry. What's PRS stand for? And that's what he said.
Oh, man. Penis reduction or removal? Reduction,
right?
No.
Reduction.
Okay.
No. All right. So, by the way, you know why I named it PRS? Because originally it wasn't PRS. Originally it was a bird on the headstock. And my name was Paul Smith, which is the second most common name in America, John Smith being first, right? And I had made cards that said Paul Reed, and I was going to get rid of the Smith, and Ted Nugent said guitar by Paul Smith, so I was dead in the water, and I had to do it. And so I did these 3 words on the called Paul Reed Smith Luthier, it said on the card, and I got a check from Peter Frampton, made out to Paul Luthier. That didn't go real well. I don't know. Originally, the 3 names, that wasn't the whole idea. I know it kind of self-important 3 names, but that wasn't where it came from. I wanted to drop the Smith and be Paul Reed, but Ted Nugent changed that, and there you go.
Did you have any other names in mind? If you couldn't have it named after your name, did you have any other like?
No, I like the bird in the headstock. I didn't want to have a name.
Yeah.
What hobby are you doing, new or old? How are you spending your time, Mark?
These days, you know, I've always had a one main weakness when it comes to my own writing and my own processes here at home, and I'm not very good at recording myself.
Yeah.
So I've spent some money upgrading my studio setup, bought some new monitors, got a brand new laptop for recording.
Yeah.
And I'm just demoing my ideas, trying to become a tighter like tracker in the studio, trying to track tighter, trying to play tighter with a click track in front of me. So yeah, just trying to document my ideas better. I've been spending a lot of time and actually some money on that, you know, during this period.
Me too. I've been studying. You know, when I first met you, I didn't meet you in person. I met you on my computer. Somebody gave me one of your CDs and I put it up and my comment was, and I've told you this before, somebody knows what they're doing. Oh my God. I mean, it sounded like everything had been slid into place. And when I interviewed you, you hadn't slid anything. You guys were right with the click.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive, actually.
Thanks. That's our bread and butter. I mean, we play on stage with the click. It's like it almost goes hand in hand with our music. Playing our music without any click, or it's just necessary. You know, you need it
for what you guys do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what role is music in your life right now? Are you home a lot? What are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, I've been home nonstop here, and I guess his role in my life. You know, besides working on it more these days on the studio side of it, is I've been listening to a lot of really slow, subdued, quiet music for therapy, like for therapeutic reasons. Like it helps calm tensions and the stress that sort of comes along with the last 2 months or so of life here. So yeah, I've been looking at it more as a place for peace and solace.
I understand.
It's just sort of it's like a fix, and it gives you some peace inside.
So you have questions for me?
Okay, none of them involve a penis reduction system or whatever. Or removal.
It's so wrong.
I had one question for you, because I know that you were close with the Baltimore Orioles as an organization, and we've talked baseball before, and you know, like I know for what's his name, for Mark Trumbo years back, you made him a bat.
Yeah.
And I had a question for you. We've never talked about sports too much, but did you have a favorite athlete growing up, and why? Why was he or she your favorite athlete growing up?
No, but if I can be a little more complicated with my answer, I watched all those Michael Jordan games that he was soaring on. I watched all the Messi games when he was soaring. I watched the Olympics when people were, you know, doing their thing. I like watching athletes at the top of their game. I really, really enjoy that whole process. So I saw what I consider to be the greatest at bat in person at Camden Yards. There was a baseball player on the Orioles that foul tipped after a full count. He foul tipped 12 balls out and then hit a double. And I ran into a pitcher in the Bahamas, a Major League Baseball pitcher, and I told him about what I had seen. He goes, as pitchers, we think it was the greatest at-bat in history.
Mm.
So I don't know. I like watching Cal Ripken do what he did. Not that moment was so cool, although him hitting the home run, you know, that's a champion, right? But what Joe DiMaggio did in the stands that day was even more impressive. He had a blue blazer on, and there were 2 black lines right down his blazer, and he had sunglasses on. Well, the black lines were clearly him crying and making the blue blazer black, because he knew what it took. And watching these athletes do these superhuman things. I mean, the one catch in the NFL recently where the guy reaches behind him and catches that ball. And there was a thing that somebody in the Knicks did. He jumped from the corner of the basketball court and dunked it. I have to remember who it was, but I enjoy that whole process of watching these athletes at their highest level, watching them beat the French in the relay race in the swimming thing, you know, and watching the guy come from behind and the French knew they had it won and they lost. I love that stuff.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more, man. That's awesome. I grew up watching those same Bulls games too, the Jordan. I mean, that's what made me fall in love with sports, is those games.
I saw Jordan once in DC play, and he walked out, and I thought everybody was going to cheer, and what he walked out, and everybody got calmer and quieter. And then at one point, three people pushed him out in the corner, and he drained it, and the whole place was awed, and they just went, "Oh, it's Michael Jordan." Oh yeah. I mean, they didn't even cheer; they were just stunned. They pushed him out in the corner as he's flying into the stands. He drains it.
Yeah.
Over the backboard. Give me a break.
In the presence of greatness. That's what happens, man. That's what happens.
Okay. You have any other questions, Mark?
No, that was it. That was kind of it, Paul.
All right. Well,
I do have a question. How have you been spending your past month and a half? I know you guys are kind of shut down in person, right? The factory's not open.
I've been studying. I've been studying amplifiers, studying guitars, studying how to protect our employees. We haven't laid anybody off at this point. You know, how are we going to handle the financial part of it? Studying what the governor's doing here. Everything I can possibly do to keep the company safe, keep my family safe, and come out of this thing swinging. I'm looking for all the positives while I'm dealing with the negatives. And for the most part, I've been in pretty good spirits of all weird things. Okay, so we got a curveball. So what are we going to do with it? How are we going to handle it, right?
Scary
I'm
time.
glad you're happy. You're healthy. That's good.
Yeah, I'm staying inside. I mean, I'm taking this very seriously, maybe too seriously, but I figure if there's a wrong way to err, if I'm erring on one side, I might as well err on the side of being too safe.
I like that you're on. You're a wonderful musician. Enjoy writing, and thanks for being on with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Paul. I miss you, man. Tell everybody hi for me.
I will. Bye-bye.
Hey, take care, Paul.